first opened in 1999. There's a good look at First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Cleveland Browns. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's a gain of 13 and a very solid opening play for this offense.
I'd have to say that's a pretty darn good run right there. They had 8 in the box, still able to burn them. They've got to consider themselves lucky they only gave up a first down and not a touchdown.
Off of play action, it's Watson. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. The Browns at 6-4 now on the year. They were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So, you know, they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
Well, it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is a receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Watson now to throw. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Amari Cooper, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. They start the drive with White. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. And, Charles, you look at this defense, they were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion...
Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They're looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted. picked off by Denzel Ward. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. York now for the extra point. And it's good. And they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no effort to bring this one out. But it's a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they, of course, coming into this one in the midst of a tough losing streak. They did get helped out by the open week last week. And in talking with him, all indications were, Charles, that was a very helpful break.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams, coaches, they hate taking time off in the midst of a losing streak because they think they have to stay on their toes and punch their way out of it. But occasionally, you get that open week, you step back, evaluate what's been going wrong, see what you can put in that can move you forward, and maybe you get a chance to breathe a little bit and kind of start over.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. He finds his man, complete. That's Palmer. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great play there. 67 yards. And the Bucs have got it back to within a score. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make our score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now this throw caught left side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain there of 30 big ones.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
On 1st and 10, Watson. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career. That draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they called Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet. And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. To throw is Watson. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
And Chubb will try the middle here. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw, Watson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Deshaun Watson. And the Browns go up by 2 touchdowns. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag, and they'll accept that penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. Taken at the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Mayfield now. And he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety.
All right, partner, juice is wild on this sequence. 2 plays, 2 sacks, and now 2 points thanks to the safety. Offensively, there just didn't seem to be much of a plan when they came out on attack. That let the defense create a little chaos up front and set up one of their guys to make a play and get through and record the sack.
The Browns drive about to get started. So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice, dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Goodwin able to haul it in. And some room to roam now. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big play there. that time on the catch and run, and it's going to yield a new set of downs.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They go up the middle with Chubb. Down to about the 45.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And again, it's Chubb. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 51 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Chubb on the counter. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Two minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. They'll try the air now with Watson. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, 28 yards. And the Browns continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point by York is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 23. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time they surrendered to safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get. And it's just so strange to see that go up on the board. And then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
Play fake. Mayfield. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Well, backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throw there going to be incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Here comes Grant on the return. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Here's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. He's got a man complete. A big play that time for Cleveland. 55 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again on drive number 4. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. They'll try again with Chubb. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Were you as surprised as I was that they actually ran it on 2nd down there? I thought that they would go ahead and throw it in every situation here.
They've thrown for 3 touchdown passes. Now here, I think they probably go back to the air.
Yeah, I think so. But ordinarily, 2nd down is when you run your play fake, your play action, show run, and throw the ball. Now they brought up 3rd down and they'll have to throw it anyway.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. How crucial will those 5 yards be? We'll see as they come up again here, 3rd and goal. Now Watson. The pass caught by his running back, Nick Chubb. Touchdown, Browns. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game. And the Browns are an extra point away from going up by 30. Extra point by York is up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
The Browns drive about to get started. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. A good run by Chubb on first down as he'll get about 6 yards there.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles about the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Watson. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. It's caught at the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. It's another touchdown pass for Deshaun Watson, his 5th of the afternoon. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Deshaun Watson, he's a lot of fun to watch in the pocket, but when he's forced out of the pocket like that, he can make those big plays downfield.
Almost a bad thing when you're pass rushing and you force a Deshaun Watson out of the pocket. He creates extra time. He has the poise to keep his eyes downfield and locate receivers, and it turns into a little bit of a scramble drill for the defensive backs. Where is everyone? And Deshaun Watson finds his target for a big, big play.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Mayfield. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Christian Harris in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. Third and long for Mayfield. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Anthony Walker giving that O-line fits. He gets in there to drop him. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Returnable for Grant. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And with decent starting field position, there may be only a couple completions away from field goal range. And he's got the speedster Goodwin. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Give him 30 yards there. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands but could not hang on.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the first half, no contest. What will the second half bring? As we are back and underway on EA Sports. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
Well, I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team has struggled to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Chubb. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 39-yard line.
They run it again with Chubb. And He is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Watson. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll run with Chubb. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets them down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Chubb again. And good work there defensively as they're able to keep him out of the end zone. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Chubb will score. Touchdown, Cleveland. So how about the season, Charles, if he continues to put together? That's now 25 rushing touchdowns on the year. That's getting into some very rarefied territory.
Yeah, it made you and I do a little extra homework prior to this one in anticipation, because that one moves him past John Riggins with 24. He draws even with Emmitt Smith at 25 in 1995. Next up, Priest Holmes and Sean Alexander with 27. And the guy on top, LT, LaDainian Tomlinson, the Hall of Famer. He had 28 in 2006.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 49 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 41. Mayfield off the play fake. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Mayfield's throw complete to Otten. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard, trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful.
Now 2nd and 9 from the 10. Going to the air again with Mayfield. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Russell Gage, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bucs are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. Extra point right down the middle. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Browns drive about to get started. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. And some room to put up down the numbers. There he goes. 20. And they will finally catch him, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. This is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Amari Cooper halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Browns have got it on cruise control. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Mayfield and a dump off to White. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get it out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Throwing, Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Now Mayfield on 4th down. Going up top. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Buccaneers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, And it's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Still comfortably on top, third quarter as they start things here with a 1st and 10. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Stuffed for a loss by the safety, Antoine Winfield Jr.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5. Three quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Browns on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now it's Watson. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. The Browns send out their punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And it's fielded at the 34. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Meanwhile, Mayfield's throw taken in by Palmer. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bucs get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Point after, right down the middle, as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. The Browns drive about to get started. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the 4th. Shaquille Barrett in on the tackle.
So 4th quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
2nd down, here's Chubb again.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
152 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A give. This is Chubb.
And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Watson. Over the middle, Amari Cooper. It's complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 42. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They give to Chubb out of the gun. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Drops it off for Chubb. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. They're looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. From the 29, Watson. He's got Njoku over the middle. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 17-yard line. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. A run for Nick Chubb. He will push his way down to about the 14. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Eight yards to go on 2nd down. On the carry, it's Chubb. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Running for it. Here's Chubb. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. The York on now for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw, Mayfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Brad Delpit. And they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he's in for the score, and his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
Extra point by York is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there. And trailing big here in this 4th quarter. Myles Garrett picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Throwing on 2nd and long. Mayfield looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Palmer. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but as you've mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way because
it's caught inside the 25. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point splits the uprights as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. They go up the middle with Chubb. And some room to work. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a first down.
And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Jamel Dean.
And the Bucs come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camp, your off season, but on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.